Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Morning Grind. So, my name's Steve. I'm with Coffee N KOs. It is 5:40 a.m. on Wednesday, January 6th. And on today's episode, I wanted to talk about my guys. So, I know everyone who watches UFC, you either have, one favorite fighter or you have a whole list of other fighters that you absolutely love. When these fights are going on, you get that nervous pit in your stomach, you're standing up, you're pacing back and forth. These are basically signs that those are your guys. So I just wanted to take you through my quick list. And then if you want to share your quick list, or if you just have one specific fighter that you like, I'd love to hear about it. So, number one, Israel Adesanya. He does not need any further explanation. But basically, when I was watching UFC for the first time, I'm a new age fan. Israel Adesanya was still on the rise. And obviously, he just climbed to the top in such a quick way. His charisma, his style, everything about him was just incredible. Love the style bender. So he was an easy number one for me. Number two, Jack Hermansson. So a lot of people weren't talking about him, but he was always going out there, putting on a show. He always brings the high energy, which I loved about him. He would go out there, get an unbelievable submission, and then you just see him in the middle of the octagon, basically just screaming like a madman. And it was very easy for me to basically pick him as one of my guys. And to this day, I just love watching him fight. And it was just heartbreaking seeing him lose that last one to Marvin Vettori because he was just one fight away from basically title contention. Number three, Beneil Dariush. So this is a guy who, again, kind of started off. A lot of people were not talking about him. But even today, I still think a lot of people aren't talking about him, but he's super well-rounded. I believe he just cracked the top 15. There's just something about his style and about, being the underdog. No one really talked about him, that I just kind of saw that potential in him, kind of similar to Hermansson. So number three is Dariush. Number four, Billy Quarantillo. That's Billy Q. That is 100% my guy. For none other than the fact that I watched the Conor McGregor Uriah Faber Ultimate Fighter in 2020. Obviously fell in love with the show pretty quick, but Billy Q was my guy in that show. Translates into the UFC. He was, on a huge winning streak up until his last loss to Gavin Tucker, which was, again, heartbreaking to watch. But he's just a super competitive guy, cardio machine. You can never count him out. So Billy Q is my number four. And that brings us to number five. So number five, Cyril Gane. And this is just a guy that I remember watching in his UFC debut. He is a UFC heavyweight. He went in there, had a great striking demonstration, but he also ended up getting the submission victory. And I was just thinking to myself, these type of skills at the heavyweight division, that's going to be an absolute problem. He just kept going out fight after fight, looking great. Obviously, just had his huge win over Junior Dos Santos. He's going to be a top five guy very soon. So that's someone that I hitched my wagon to early on. He is my number five. And then holding it down at number six and number seven, I had to go with the hometown heroes. This is the New England Cartel. If you haven't heard of them, you will 100% be hearing of them in 2021. Our guy, Rob Font, he just got a massive win over Marlon Moraes. Top five all day. He's going to get a title shot at some point if he keeps this up. And then obviously Calvin Kattar, who has just had a huge jump in 2020. He is going to get his biggest chance of his career against Max Holloway. That's coming up in just a few weeks. So obviously got to ride with the hometown heroes. So number six, number seven, I do have Rob Font and Calvin Kattar. So those are my top seven. Those are my guys. I absolutely would love to hear who you guys have on your list. If it's just one specific fighter, if it's a list of fighters, definitely just comment them below. I'm just curious to see who the fan favorites are. And thank you for checking into the morning grind. And you'll be seeing these hopefully on a more consistent basis weekly. So make sure to check us out. This is Coffee N KOs. You can get us at Coffee N KOs1 on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.